Have you ever wondered what it would take to create a copy of your mind? Not just your face or your voice, but your personality, your knowledge, your very essence? Creating a digital doppelganger is like the ultimate high-tech recipe. It requires specific ingredients, powerful tools, and a final touch of calibration to get it just right. And today, we're going inside the kitchen. In our last discussion, we defined what a digital doppelganger is. Now, we're answering the next logical question. How are they actually made? The process is a sophisticated fusion of data collection and multiple layers of artificial intelligence. Understanding this process is key to grasping just how powerful this technology is and why the quality of the data, your data, is everything. The entire process starts with one crucial ingredient: data. A doppelganger is only as good as the data it's trained on. To create a realistic replica, the system needs a comprehensive multimodal data diet. Textual data is the backbone. This is every email, text message, social media post, and document you've ever written. It teaches the AI your writing style, vocabulary, and thought patterns. Auditory data is next. The system needs recordings of your voice, from calls, presentations, or videos, to clone its unique pitch, rhythm, and tone. Modern AI can do this with just a few minutes of clear audio. Visual data comes from your photos and videos. This is used to create a realistic, animated avatar that captures your likeness and facial expressions. And for even deeper simulation, you can add behavioral data from things like smartwatches, tracking your habits, and even biometric responses. Once this mountain of data is collected, it's fed into a pipeline of specialized AI models. It's a modular system with a different tool for each part of your personality. First is the mind, powered by a large language model, or LLM. They don't build this from scratch. They take a powerful base model, like Mistral or Llama, and then fine-tune it. This means they retrain the generic model using only your textual data. This process teaches the AI to think and write like you. To make this accessible, they use techniques like QLoRA, which lets them do this intense training on consumer-grade computers. To make it even smarter, they often add a system called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG. This connects the LLM to your personal files so it can accurately recall specific facts from your life. Next is the voice. This is done with speech synthesis, or voice cloning. The AI breaks down your voice into its core components, like pitch, tone, and pronunciation. It learns the rules of how you speak, and can then use those rules to say anything in any language while still sounding like you. Finally, there's the face, the generative avatar. Platforms like Synthesia and HeyGen are masters at this. They can take a single photo and animate it, making it talk and express emotion. For higher quality, you can upload a short video of yourself, which the AI analyzes to capture your unique mannerisms, creating a much more realistic digital twin. The final step is calibration. A doppelganger isn't a static, one-time creation. The best ones are designed for continuous learning. Every time you interact with it, you're providing feedback, refining its responses, and keeping it synchronized with your own evolving thoughts. This constant feedback loop is what turns a simple caricature into a truly nuanced and evolving simulation of you. So, let's recap the recipe. To build a digital doppelganger, you start with a massive, multimodal collection of personal data: your text, voice, and images. This data is then used to fine-tune a large language model to replicate your mind, train a speech synthesis model to clone your voice, and generate a realistic avatar to copy your face. The whole system is then calibrated through ongoing interaction, making it a more faithful replica over time. It's a process of deconstructing a human identity into digital parts and then reassembling them into a functional AI. The fact that this process is becoming easier and more accessible every day is incredible. It leads to the question, who is actually offering these services? Are they available to everyone? That's exactly what we're covering in our next segment. To get a tour of the emerging marketplace for digital immortality, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. If you found this technical breakdown useful, hit that like button and let me know in the comments. What part of this creation process surprises you the most?